Hey, Jenny, are you there? I was just wondering if you really grew up in those musty old public housing apartments. I had heard that you did, but I just have to know for myself. Are you really still living in a place like that? To be honest, I have to say that I was really, really surprised to hear that that was true. I mean, I just can't imagine someone like your brother Tyler coming from a place like that. I can't even picture it if I try.
Hello, Paula. First, I'd just like to say thank you for today and all that you did. I was glad that we were finally able to see each other after having gone so long without having done so. As for where Tyler and I grew up, well, yes, it really is true that we didn't have that much money growing up and that we were living in public housing for a while.
That's crazy. I really had no idea about any of that at all. I mean, when you told me, I know that I'd heard hints about it before this, but I didn't get the full truth until today. It made me sad to think about it first, but then I realized that it's really just goes to show how far Tyler's come and how hard he's worked to get where he is in life.
Oh yes, I really agree with you there. I think that Tyler has always been the kind of person to throw himself into his work. I remember when he was little, he was already talking about how he would want to be a lawyer when he grew up. And even though everyone told him it wouldn't be easy and that it would take a lot of work, he finally managed to find a study plan that worked for him, even if he is a bit of a late bloomer.
Should you really be calling your brother that? I mean, you're not jealous of all that Tyler's been able to do with his life, right?
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure what you mean about that. What would there even be that I should be jealous of?
Oh, come on. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, Tyler studied and lived abroad. He knows many foreign languages, and he's just a really smart, successful guy. He could probably go work anywhere in the world he wanted or do any job that he felt like at this point. And now he's finally coming back home to study for law school. He is just really the cream of the crop when you think about it. I mean, he could probably do whatever he set his mind to.
Oh, I see what you mean by that. Yes, I suppose if you put it all like that, then it does make my brother sound pretty cool. And of course, I think that Tyler probably could do just about anything he tried his best at.
Oh, come on. Are you still really just not going to give it up for Tyler? You still have nitpicks to make? Honestly, for a younger sister, I would have thought that at least the thing that you and I could bond over would be talking about what an amazing older brother you have. But I guess I can understand why you might feel a little jealous at a time like this. After all, someone like you might just get left behind by Tyler one day.
Left behind by Tyler? I'm sorry, Paula. Are you trying to tell me that you think my brother is going to just abandon me one day? Because if that's what you're worried about, then I appreciate the warning, but I really don't think that's something that's going to happen.
Wow, well, someone sure is full of themselves today, aren't you? You must really think that nothing bad could ever happen to you. You're just so sure that your brother would never leave you, huh? Maybe I just don't understand since I grew up a single child and didn't have any siblings at all. So you should really just consider yourself lucky for the time that you've had with Tyler. It sounds to me like you've been able to live a pretty easy life thanks to you just being related to him.
I really wouldn't say I had an easy life next to Tyler, and I really don't think that all little sister does is idolize her older brother. I understand that you're a single child, so maybe you don't actually understand, but being siblings isn't really like that. Or at least, I never really felt the same kind of adoration that you seem to have for my brother.
I see. Well, I'm so sorry if I made any assumptions about you or your relationship. I guess it's just that when I heard the truth about where you and Tyler came from, well, I don't know. I suppose we all have our little pet peeves, isn't that right? I wasn't trying to say that you were lucky just because of who your brother is. I just mean that, well, it sure is lucky that your brother ended up the way that he did is all. Surely we can both agree on that at least, right?
I'm sorry, but am I really talking to Paula right now? I don't know, you just seem so different from when I met you earlier. I don't know what it is, but you just seem more rude than you were when we were all together in person. And I guess that I just had this impression of you as being a little more nice.
What are you saying, Ginny? You couldn't possibly be insinuating that I'm being mean to you, right? I just know that you would never say that. But you are saying that I'm not living up to whatever idea of me that you had in your head, is that right? I guess that you shouldn't have just assumed who I was at face value. But I think it's sad that you think I'm trying to be mean to you when all I'm doing is talking to you frankly. Can you not handle a little honesty now and then?
Well, honesty and frankness are certain things, but I know way too many people who use those words as an excuse to bully others.
Okay, let's get something straight here. You do realize that I am married to your brother, right? You and I are sisters-in-law, and I am not afraid to use my position to cut you off from your brother.
Oh, don't worry. You don't need to worry about what I was saying. I was mostly just talking to myself anyways. Anyways, I heard that you have a job and that you decided to keep it even after getting married. But if you and my brother have kids, would you still work, or do you think you'd quit your job?
Wow, you really need to learn how to ask just a bit more subtly. It's so obvious what you're trying to get at, but I don't really see why it's any of your business if I chose to be a housewife or not. So I don't really see why you think that you can ask me something like that in the first place.
I see. So then I am going to go ahead and take that as you saying that you don't plan to keep working after you have kids with my brother. I don't see why you're making such a big deal of that, though. I mean, there's no need to hide that from me.
I'm not hiding anything from you. I just don't see why I should have to share every detail of my life with you as well. And just why do you care so much anyways? I don't see how my plans for starting a family with your brother have anything to do with you. And I know that Tyler doesn't care what I choose to do either.
Oh, really? Are you sure about that? Because I was talking with Tyler, and I remember him telling me that he was planning to ask you to keep your job, even after you two have kids. But I guess you're telling me something different now, so I just want to know what is exactly going to end up happening between the two of you when that finally does happen.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that you've already talked about this with your brother and now you're asking me about it? Not only that, but you're telling me that he told you something different from what I'm telling you? I don't really care what you think you've heard about the situation. I know that even if I do choose to quit my job, that Tyler is still going to be there to take care of me no matter what. In fact, I really don't even get why you're being so nosy into our business like this. This has nothing to do with you at all, and I really do wish that you would just butt out of what doesn't concern you.
You know, Paula, if you ask me, this whole conversation has been pretty pointless in the way that you've told me basically nothing. But don't you worry, I can always just go and talk to my brother and double check with him about all of this. Or rather, I'm going to talk to him and double check that he still really wants to stay married to a woman like you.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? What kind of woman am I exactly that you don't think that I'm good enough to be with your brother? You know what? I don't think that I'm the problem here at all. If anyone is, I think that it's you. You're the one asking me all these personal questions. You're the one being a nosy little creep. All I'm doing is trying to be honest with you and have a decent conversation, but you don't like my answers and you're being a bully.
And you're the one that says my brother's life isn't my business, and that you're not afraid to use your role as his future wife to try and come between the two of us.
Ginny, are you there? You and I have to have a serious conversation right this second. Please, I need to know right now, is your older brother Tyler actually going out with Paula? Is that really true?
Oh wow, Frida, I feel like I haven't heard from you in forever. Where's all this coming from? Why do you want to know if my brother is dating Paula? What's that got to do with anything?
Is it really true? I just wanted to make sure that I didn't see something wrong, but I was actually just in town earlier and I happened to see who I could swear was your brother and Paula walking down the street together. And they were holding hands and looking all coupley and stuff like that. So I just want to know, is it really true? Are those two actually going out with one another?
Wait a second. I'm a little confused here, Frida. I mean, how do you even know about Paula in the first place? I didn't realize that you two even knew each other at all.
Of course I know who she is. In fact, she really hasn't changed at all in how she looks, but she was just a couple of grades above me when I was in high school. So I didn't actually know her that well, but while we were at school together, she was known for just having a really, really nasty personality. And we were actually in some of the same sports teams, so even though we weren't friends, I had to deal with her as a team captain, and she was just the worst.
Oh, really? I had no idea that you two went to the same school or that you were on the same teams. I don't think you ever mentioned any of that to me. But I guess I should have expected that even back in high school, she was still just as nasty as she is today. We actually met up and grabbed meal for the first time in quite a while yesterday. I happened to mention to her about how Tyler and I were raised in public housing, and she then just got started being really disrespectful and looking down on us for that.
Wait a second. You two went out to get lunch together? Did you really do something like that with someone like her?
Well, I thought that it would be a good way to get to know her. And it's not like she actually mean to me while we were together in person. But after we left the restaurant, she started to text me. And that's when she said all kinds of mean things about how my brother and I were raised. But yeah, we go out together to eat as a family now and then since Paula is married to my brother.
Wait, no way. Are you serious? You mean to tell me that your brother is actually married to Paula? Oh my gosh. I think that I'm actually in shock right now. But if I can warn you just a little bit more about Paula, she really is nothing but bad news. I mean, even when we were in high school, all that she looked for in a partner were looks and money, and didn't care about anything beyond that.
You mean that even in high school she was like that? That's crazy. Why would a high schooler even be obsessed with money like that?
I told you that she had a reputation in my school. Everyone knew her as a big bully who would always try and flirt with the handsome boys. And she would always be breaking up couples by having affairs with their boyfriend. She just wasn't satisfied until she felt like she was able to make a man all hers. I mean, she would even steal some of the boyfriends of the girls who hung out with her and called her their friend. Did you know that she even got with a boy that I was dating in high school?
Wait a second. I think I remember you telling me something about that. Are you telling me that Paula's that girl from high school that you would always complain to me about? The girl who bullied you and stole your boyfriend is the exact same Paula that is married to my brother?
Oh, I forgot that I had mentioned some of these stories to you already. But yes, I think that the bully from my high school and your brother's wife are indeed the same person.
Oh, wow. Well, this is all just coming as a big shock to me. I mean, I had no idea that the world could even get this small. But what are we going to do? I mean, if my brother married your high school bully, and she's really still as bad now as she was back then, well, then what's going to happen? Because I'll be honest, I really try not to have anything to do with her if I can help it.
And I think that that is a good way to go about handling things with her, but I don't see how you're going to escape her when she's married to your brother. Maybe you can try talking to him a little bit, tell him about how she's treated you and how this is a pattern of behavior for her. Then maybe he'll listen to you and divorce her.
I really wonder if something like that could work. I mean, I could talk to him about this, but I don't know if that will make him want to divorce her. Although, I have to say that Paula really does a good job of hiding her bad side from people when she's in public. When I first met her in person, she was very charming and nice, and I really didn't pick up on anything that was off about her at all. And well, you know how nice the house that I live in now is, right? Well, I think that she saw that, and that's why she's being so nice to me at first, but her act didn't really last much longer than that.
Well, I'm sure that whatever she did to the house was all because she sees it as hers now, but isn't the house where you live actually your parents' house? Maybe she really is trying to get the house somehow.
You mean that Paula's just pretending to be a good daughter-in-law to my parents so that she can get the house from me?
Well, I really wouldn't put something like that past a woman like Paula, if I can be honest with you.
But, I mean, maybe if I showed Tyler the messages that she was sending to me after we met, it might help persuade him a little.
But man, this is really surprising. I mean, this is really a kind of clash of the worlds for me right now. By the way, does your brother still work as a manager for that huge company? Because I heard that he lived in a big condo and that he was living abroad and doing all kinds of cool things. The news about Paula is pretty surprising and sad, but it sounds to me like Tyler's worked really hard to make it in this world.
Well, my brother is a lawyer right now, so he doesn't work for any kind of company or anything like that. And as far as I knew, he isn't living in some kind of fancy condo building or anything like that either. Where did you hear any of that news from?
Well, I mean, this is just what I saw when I saw Paula on the street. It was her and a guy that looked a bit like your brother leaving a nice condo building together. And she was hanging onto his arm and they were laughing as they left the building, or at least that's what I saw anyways.
Wait a second. You're telling me that you saw Paula walk out of some apartment building holding onto some other guy's arm? Well, I think that whoever he is, it probably wasn't my brother.
But then, oh my. Well, I hope that I didn't just accidentally give you some really, really bad news right now.
Actually, I think that you might have just really, really helped me out in dealing with all of this. You've given me a lead on some information that might be worth following up on. Thank you so much for telling me about all of this, Frida. It really, really means a lot. Hey, Paula, are you there? I was just wondering about where you all were. I actually just touched down and I'm at the airport right now, but I can't see you guys.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that you actually showed up to the airport? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you actually came. It's not like you were even invited to be here in the first place.
Sorry? What do you mean? I am literally family of the groom. Why wouldn't I be here?
Oh, please, I know that you only came here so that you could leech off your family and score a free trip to Bali. But the only people that we invited to our amazing overseas wedding are the important family members, which means not you. You barely even count as family, to be honest. So, now that you know that nobody even wants you here, how about you just turn around and hop on a flight back home, huh?
Are you kidding me? Paula, what are you even talking about? I literally got an invitation to be here from my brother. What are you going on about? Are you sure that there's not some kind of mistake here or something like that?
Wow, are you being serious? You are just too much sometimes, do you know that? Did you really come all this way just to try and leech off your lawyer brother? I bet that you didn't even pay for this trip. You probably asked Tyler to pay for your ticket. Did you really think that you were going to get away with this?
I literally don't even know what you're talking about. Tyler literally thanked me for making the trip out, so I don't know what this is even about.
What it's about is the fact that nobody even invited you here in the first place. I invited friends and family and all the important people who I want to be here. But I know for a fact that I did not invite some poor little nobody like you to my wedding.
Okay, you know what? This whole thing is just so stupid. I flew out all this way, but if you really want me to go back, then I will. Just know that you'll regret this.
Go ahead and try to hit me with your best shot. But I know for a fact that there isn't a single thing that a poor little loser like you is going to be able to do to me. I mean, you've never been able to make anything out of your life at all. You were raised in public housing, and all your life you've just been relying on your brother and his money to take care of you. You really are just pathetic, do you know that? How about you try growing up and taking care of your own needs for once? When are you finally going to leave your brother alone?
Did my brother tell you that? Did he tell you that he was taking care of me and providing for me this whole time?
I mean, he's told me all about how you two grew up when you were younger, and I was able to read between the lines and figure out what he was really saying. But what really let me figure out everything was the fact that you were raised in public housing. I mean, only the poorest of the poor, I'm talking the most pathetic creatures on the planet, live in a place like that. So, if you were really living there, then it's obvious that the only person who was probably bringing in any money at all for you guys was your brother, wasn't it?
Have you ever actually tried asking my brother about if any of this is true at all? Because judging from what you're saying, I'm sure that you haven't.
I don't need to bother my busy husband with such silly little questions. But he did tell me all about how you never worked an honest day in your life and how he had to do all that he could to take care of his family when he was younger.
Okay, well, if he actually said that, then it sounds to me like he was over-exaggerating greatly the role that he actually played.
I should have expected that you'd say something like that. It doesn't surprise me at all. You can't even give your brother a little bit of credit, can you? But you know what? Since you've come all this way and now you're turning back before even leaving the airport, I think that we're just going to take this opportunity to cut all ties with you.
You know what? If you two really want to do things that way, then that is just fine with me. Enjoy the wedding.
Ginny, you have to come back here right now. I know that you can still make your flight to Bali if you try. Please, you have to come back. We'll give you a ticket and everything.
What do you want this time, Paula? Why in the world would I go back to the airport after I've already left to go back home? In fact, you were the one that told me to go home in the first place, remember?
I know, but I take back all of what I said. I need you to get back here right now so that we can go to Bali. Please, you have to come back right this second.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. And if you're looking for someone to blame for that, I recommend starting with yourself. You told me that you didn't want me to be at your wedding or to have anything to do with you or my brother ever again.
I know, and I shouldn't have said that, and I'm really, really sorry that I did. So can you please just come back already? I'll apologize for everything, so please just come back so we can all go.
I really have no idea what has gotten into you, because you to suddenly change your mind like this, Paula. Literally just an hour ago, you were telling me the exact opposite thing. So why should I go back? What would be the point? What makes you think I even want to go on a trip that will involve you now?
I had no idea that it's all thanks to you that Tyler was able to become a lawyer. I really had no idea at all. But when I told Tyler that I had managed to get rid of you, he completely lost it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm just glad that you finally told my brother the truth about what was going on between us. But I'm afraid that you're doing all of this way too late now. You already said that you weren't going to talk to me ever again.
But I really had no idea of the role you played in your brother's life. I thought it was amazing that he was able to become a lawyer with his background, but I never knew that you were helping him to achieve that this whole time.
Well, the way you're making it sound, it seems like my brother might not like to talk about all of that either. After all, you were saying about how he was bragging all about how he had done everything by himself. So it sounds to me like you were both lying to each other about things.
But, now that I know the truth, you have to know that I have nothing but gratitude for all that you did for him. And that's why I'm so sorry for the things that I said.
As you should be. You've been nothing but mean to me, and even to convince your parents to shun me as well.
But it's only because I thought that you and your family were all poor losers. I thought that Tyler was the only good one out of you all, so that's why I tried to keep my distance.
And I guess now you figured that Tyler might have been overselling himself to you just a little bit? When you were telling me all about what he had told you, I was wondering how long these lies of his were going to stand unchallenged. But I guess the truth just kind of has a way of making its way out, doesn't it?
But it really is all thanks to you that Tyler was able to become the man that he is today. I thought that you were just hanging around because you wanted access to my family and Tyler's money, but it's not true at all.
If you had just listened to what I was trying to tell you from the very start, you would have already figured that out. But just don't forget that you were the one working off all of these assumptions, and that you were the one that told me to turn around and go home today.
I know I said that, but I didn't know the whole truth. You can't blame me for that, right?
But I'm surprised. Are you really telling me that my brother told you nothing about the way that I helped put him through school so that he could become a lawyer?
Well, he might have mentioned something about you being there for him and all, but I thought that just meant you were giving him moral support. I didn't realize you were the one actually paying for his school.
Well, it sounds like you and Tyler both misled each other, doesn't it? I suppose in light of this, I'll have to tell the law firm I recommended Tyler to that he might not be such a great fit.
Wait, no, you can't do this to us, please. You have to know that it really was an honest mistake. I really had no idea how much you make. If I knew, then I would have never, ever said any of the things that I did to you.
And there we have it. I think I've just read about all I need to from you. It seems like I have a few calls to make, so you two have a nice life and enjoy the wedding. After that, Tyler lost his job offer at a friend of mine's law firm. Of course, Tyler knew that the reason he had lost it all was because of Paula, and so not long after the two got married, they were already filing divorce. I still wonder if Tyler ever realized that he himself had a hand to play in all of this. After all, if he had never misled Paula, then she probably wouldn't have treated me the way that she did. In all honesty, though, I don't really care at all what happens to either of them at this point. I heard that after the two of them got divorced, that Tyler went to go and live with my parents, while Paula had to go and ask an uncle if she could stay with him. I heard that he said yes on the condition that she work in his factory. It doesn't sound like a very nice life at all. But that's just the way that things worked out. I didn't have a hand in any of this besides my brother's job. I would have thought that Tyler would have been more honest about our circumstances, but I understand why he would want to brag as well. Either way, he made his own bed, and now he can lie in it. If he wants to tell people that he achieved all he did without me, then I'll just make sure he's being honest about it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.